Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Atlanta Falcons. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Go, go, go.
Check, check.
Mike's 59.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
What we got? What we got? What we got?
Ready to go.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59.
Now Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Here's Ryan. And now he'll tuck it and run. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Ready, blue 80. White 25.
Check 59. Here we go, here we go.
Hey, express, express.
Check 57. Mike is 59.
Now they try the right side here. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 10.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10.
Mike's 5-4. Mike's 5-4.
25 to that. 25 to that.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Cleveland Farrell in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. On the stop there defensively, Tyler Davison.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. To throw, Mariota. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. That one good for 13 and a Raider 1st down.
Complete to number
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On 3rd down, Mariota. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Here's Ryan to throw. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. Well, that's one of the drawbacks of running the RPO. If those linemen go into run block mode, you can't throw it if they're more than a yard downfield.
Ready, blue 80, white 25, 51, sub. You better bring it. Hey, wahoo.
Mike's part 4.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
Hey, watch that.
3rd and long. It's Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. It got his man complete. A big play there. Ryan to Jones. 44 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. From the gun, it's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now it's Ryan. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 13-yard line.
Hey, 59, ready. General West, 11. Check 49. 5. 13-yard line. Get up.
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. LaMarcus Joyner, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Hey, watch that, move.
Ryan. Caught by Jones. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Hey, exit.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jonathan Abram picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now a carry for Jacobs. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Mike's 43. Mike's 43.
Let's go, defense.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it deep. Oh, wide open. Complete. That all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Tyrell Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flushed from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Looking downfield for Jones. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Mariota to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out right at the 35. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Flushed out right. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spending
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tack McKinley make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
And the pressure gets to him again. Tyler Davison hauling it off the edge to sack him.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
45. Mike, 45.
3rd and long here for Mariota. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Ready, 280. 22.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Hey, check.
59, Mike.
Delta.
Check, 59.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Ryan. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And down to the 27-yard line. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down.
Watch 54.
Here we go, here we go. 58.
54. Mike 54.
From the shotgun, Ryan looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Bravo. Here we go.
They'll try and throw for it with Ryan. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Hayden Hurst, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right?
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
15 yards, first down, Atlanta. And he's been one of their few bright spots here this afternoon.
And as you pointed out, so far he's gotten his. That's not been the issue at all. But the teammates, the other guys, they've been shut down. That's why the defensive guys have to feel pretty good, even though he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, he topped 100 with that last catch. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
39.
And to give this time to the tailback. He's got the first down here inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Ready, blue 80, blue 80.
Mike 59.
Check, 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 check. Blue 80, set.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Space, space.
Staying open.
Check, 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 check. Wait. Blue 80, set.
Now a handoff here to his running back. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Hey, Tuesday.
54's Mike. 54's Mike.
Hey, Alpha.
54. Watch 54. Hey, let's get this.
Ready to go.
From the gun, Ryan. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the fourth. And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They're going on fourth down. It's Ryan. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. Ryan now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8.
Check.
Brings up second and 2.
54, stop.
On second and a couple. Ryan to the goal line, but it's incomplete. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
I'm letting you know right now, you better.
Operating from the gun. Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
Check.
On fourth down, Ryan. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down at the 2. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running, 3rd down. To throw is Mariota. Flush to his right. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here? That his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 28. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your...
And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Falcons get a bit closer. Well, we've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. That's about his career average per game. But think about this.
And it'll be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, but it'll be second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Here we go. 43 at the mark.
Here's Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose, and the Falcons grab it.
In today's NFL, most teams don't have as many goals for the game like we used to have where you checked off your boxes. But 0 turnovers, that's a universal. And while it won't likely cost them in this game, they're going to regret the fact that they coughed one up here.
Yeah, their first blemish. They had mistake-free football prior. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Ryan. Looking deep. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Throwing is Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Right here. Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike. Exit.
Mariota here to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. picked off by DeMonte Casey. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 48. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Watch the slant, watch the slant.
Throwing again, Ryan. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. 4th down. Here's Ryan. Looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. 51. They scared. Check 26. 27.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Looking right sideline, that's complete. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, G. Hey, 59, ready. One set. Hey, Zoo. 54. Mike, 54. Man out, man out, man out.
On 1st down, Ryan. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
54 Mike. Come on. 21.
To throw again, Ryan. And he comes back with one complete. Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, express. Hey, I'm coming up to you. Hey, Haywood. Begin.
Ryan will throw again. It's caught. Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, It's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Oakland, the win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-8, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, it's a loss that could hurt them come playoff seeding time as they drop to 8-3, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.